Item 2 on the list is one where I believe you guys are probably going to have a little more say on what goes on, although I'm still not 100% sure how to even approach this subject. This is my Let's Plays The Blind Ones. The stuff that is not Skyrim and Fallout. Let me first of all just get Cyberpunk out of the way, because I know that's going to be a big issue. I know that's going to be a big issue. I will be playing Cyberpunk when it comes out pretty much instantaneously. There is absolutely no doubt in my mind I will be playing that one. That game could potentially be so big, though, it might take the Skyrim or the Fallout slot, which is why I didn't quite know where to put it in these items. But Cyberpunk is just going to happen. I love the genre. I love the genre both from a literary point of view and an RPG point of view. Really looking forward to this game. And of course, it's CD Projekt Red, so I've got pretty high expectations for it. So yes, what is Cyberpunk? Don't lull me. So I know a lot of people keep asking me for my view on the Cyberpunk releases, what we've seen so far. To be honest with you, I don't feel like I've got much to add to the conversation beyond just, yeah, it looks awesome. It really does. It looks absolutely awesome. But beyond that, anything I say is just going to come across as hype. And each time I make a video about that, I would have to say, and for transparency, I feel the need to point out that I am, in fact, a partner of GOG, who, of course, are pretty much connected at the hip with CD Projekt Red and blah, 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 so that everyone knew that my opinion was extremely biased. Because, of course, it is extremely biased. I am a paid shill for GOG, although you'd never know it, would you? When was the last time have I ever done that? Have I ever done, and if you want to buy games from GOG, find my link down below. I don't think I've ever done that. Worst YouTuber ever. Point 3, smack self in head. Okay, so that's Cyberpunk out of the way. Other blind Let's Plays. Now, there are a gazillion options. There are a gazillion options for this. And honestly, I don't know which ones I'm going to take. I really don't. I've promised so many. Kingdom Come Deliverance is one that I think I will Let's Play when I finally play it. Again, it's about trying to figure out where it should go. Should it replace Skyrim, or can it run alongside Skyrim? That is a big question. It is a game I want to play. It is a game I will be modding to get rid of save snaps, because can't stand save stations, can't stand that kind of mechanic. Hate it. No, I won't try it. See the I Hate Peanuts video for details. Other games. There are a lot of games coming out this year. None of them, to me, seem like Let's Play material. Stuff like Rage 2. That is a game I'm going to play the hell out of. Even though I actually got bored of Rage 1 and stopped playing it very, very quickly. Rage 2 looks really good. So, it's something I'm going to play. I can't imagine that's going to make a good Let's Play. Same is true of Doom Eternal. Oh my god, I want to play that game so badly. But again, it's not a Let's Play, is it? Really? It is not a Let's Play. So, other games coming out this year. Metro Exodus is not coming out this year, is it? That I will play. As soon as the Metro game comes out, I will play it. That's an instantaneous and absolute. Red Dead Redemption 2. Is that... I can't imagine Gopher doing Mass Effect. Really? Because that's one of the ones I'm considering. Red Dead Redemption 2. Is Red Dead Redemption 2 an open world RPG sort of thing? Because I've seen some clips of it, and it actually looks pretty interesting. It does look pretty interesting. So I would consider that one, but that is something I would need to look into a little more. How about isometric RPGs? I think isometric RPGs don't make good Let's Plays, at least not the way I do Let's Plays. I think they would make better streams or better collaboration Let's Plays. I want to talk about that sort of thing later on. I do. I want to talk about that sort of thing later on. But there is one, I think it's an isometric game actually. I think it's an isometric RPG that is multiplayer that somebody does want me to play, and I can't remember the name of it, and she's probably going to smash me in the face because of it. But I am thinking of playing it, and I might either stream that or I might upload it, but that'll be one of the collab vids. Let me talk about that later on. I want to stick to the blind Let's Plays. So, Red Dead 2 Redemption is only announced on consoles. Really? They're not having it for PC? Really? Weak sauce. Real weak sauce. Right, Mass Effect. Mass Effect. That is a game I'm dying to replay. 1, 2, and 3. I never did all the DLC for Mass Effect 1, believe it or not. In fact, I really only played Mass Effect 1 a few times through. It's been a long time as well. Mass Effect 2 and 3 I played 7 times each. And I did all the DLC for all of them. So, you know, that is a game I absolutely love. It's got tons of cinematic moments. There are some moments in that game I miss so badly. But I don't know how it translates as a Let's Play. It's a lot more combat focused than, say, Fallout or Skyrim. And I know for some people are going to go, "What? That's all you get in Fallout and Skyrim. It's a first game." But I could point to my Leonard Let's Play and say, you see how little fighting I've got away with doing in that game. Fallout 4 might be difficult to play without doing that much fighting, to be honest. Or at least, I mean, to be honest with you, it's probably a fair criticism on Fallout 4. But at least with Fallout 4, I got to tell a bit more of my own story. So, but let's not use Fallout 4 as an example. Fallout New Vegas was a better example. There's a lot of things going on there and the fights are fast and furious, at least with the way I mod it, and they come in between sections where I'm exploring, telling a story, that sort of thing. Mass Effect does have an amazing amount of story, but it is its own story, and it's, you know, it's separated by sections that are pretty long combat, and I loved that. How would that affect? How would that be as a Let's Play? I don't know. I just want to do that because I really am missing Mass Effect. I'm getting that, you know, that feeling when you've not played something for such a long time and you just want to recapture that feeling. And I think sometimes I think maybe it would be worth Let's Playing it just to have people along for that feeling. So that would be why. I wouldn't be telling my own story. I'd just be coming along for those moments. You know those moments. If you've never played Mass Effect and you don't know the moments I'm talking about, like the conversation with, I can't even remember, I'm going to say his name. I can't remember. God, there's a conversation that you have with a being in the first one that sent chills down my spine when I first heard it. I can't remember the bloody being's name. It was phenomenal. It really was just like, oh my God. It was one of those moments, and it might be good to have people along for that. So I would I am considering Mass Effect as an option. I am going to cover something that I know. No, not Morden. No. It wasn't any of the NPCs. It was the protagonist. Anyway, the old BioWare. Anyway, what race? You're thinking, right? I'm thinking the bad guy. I've been a patron for 5 years, and that means 5 years I'm thinking of playing Mass Effect. Yeah, I'm sorry, Scott. I know I've been thinking about this for ages. I have been thinking about this for ages. I know, and I know a lot of people want me to do it. I think with Mass Effect, the problems are, A, I don't know how good a Let's Play it will make, and B, it will be a bloody long Let's Play. If I do Mass Effect and I'm doing it alongside Skyrim, other games are going to have to come between the Skyrim breaks, because Mass Effect 1, 2, and 3 with all the DLC, that's pretty much my Witcher experience. Now, that's not necessarily a bad thing, because the Witcher experience went on for, was it 2 years of Witcher on my... Sovereign! That was him! Sovereign! Yes, the Sovereign conversation. That conversation. Ooh. Right. Anyway, what was the talking about? I've lost it again. I've lost it again, guys. Yeah, so anyway, not sure how it would work as a Let's Play, and it would be hugely long. But again, like I said, Witcher was pretty long. But I'm going to be totally honest with you. I'm listing these bad sides, but I'm sort of hoping people will talk me into it anyway, in spite of the bad sides, so I can blame you for doing it. Because this is something I sort of want to replay really, really badly. I don't know whether it would be a good idea to play it on Insanity, though. For another long Let's Play, I'd rather have Kingdom Come. Is Kingdom Come going to be something that lasts for 2 years? Because I don't even think that's going to be a long Let's Play compared to Mass Effect. Mass Effect is 3 games with a load of DLC. It's going to be more like Witcher 1, 2, and 3. It's going to be, you know, going on forever. Here's the thing. If I redid Mass Effect, I played Mass Effect predominantly on Insanity. That is not true. I played Mass Effect 1 on... So like, I can't remember what they were. There was like the very hard one. Or was it the second? It was pretty hard, but Mass Effect 1 did not play as well as Mass Effect 2 and 3. So I never had this urge to play it on the absolute toughest difficulty, because it was the sort of game where it was a bit... It was one of these games where you need to invest in the skill of a gun, like the sniper rifle, to stop it from wobbling. I hate that. I couldn't say. They got rid of that in Mass Effect 2 and 3, and I did like that. I can't stand skill-based weapon wobble. I understand the thinking behind it, but for a first-person game, I didn't like it. I don't feel it works very well in a first-person game. So I understand it, but I didn't like it. Mass Effect 2 and 3, they really did improve the feel of the combat. And so after I did my first playthrough on the toughest difficulty available, I replayed the same class on Insanity. And then I did every single solitary class a playthrough on Insanity. And I loved it. I absolutely loved it. But Insanity difficulty requires a huge level of concentration. Unless you play something like Sentinel, I think it was. And I probably would be playing Vanguard. It's my favourite class, especially at the Insanity difficulty. I loved that. But it requires a lot of concentration. And you will fail occasionally and have to redo bits of fights. So for a Let's Play that is less... I think it's less cinematic and less storytelling. So I think I would actually... Witcher 3 didn't release until May 2015, so how it went on from October 2014 is mystifying. My Witcher playthrough started with Witcher 1, that's why. Witcher 1 came out ages ago. Yeah, so probably the level down from Insanity would be where I play. That's probably what I would do. What was your favourite class in Mass Effect? Vanguard. Hands down, Vanguard. I've never played Vanguard in the first game. I played it in the second and third game. It never really interested me in the first game. To be honest, the classes didn't really excite me that much in the first game, but maybe I just didn't give them a chance. Maybe I just did not give them a chance. I wasn't a big fan of biotics in the first game. My first ever playthrough was as a soldier. I did do a biotic run, but it was more of a I'm pretty good at the game now, and I wanted a biotic character for my Mass Effect 2 playthrough, so I sort of sped through, and I wanted some different choices as well. So I did do biotics, but I don't think the biotics in number 1 had all the synergies, did they? They didn't have the synergies going. Or maybe they did, but again, I didn't explore them. If I played Vanguard, I'd play it from the very, very start, and of course I would have some biotics, and I would try that out in the first game, and it could be fun. It could be fun. But from number 2 onwards, especially number 2, Vanguard was an absolutely awesome class. It did require concentration if you were playing Insanity difficulty, and it required spatial awareness. That was the key to a Vanguard playthrough in Mass Effect 2 on Insanity was mobility. The ability to move from place to place, cover to cover, to pick where you did your charge maneuver to, and to use the charge maneuver very tactically. Use it not just to attack, but to maneuver. So I did enjoy that. I did enjoy that. So KCD is easily over 100 hours if you don't rush the main story. That sounds like a good playthrough for me, though. I do want to know what alien Gopher romance is. Oh dear, oh dear. So anyway, okay, Mass Effect is definitely on my list. There's a load of other games. There was the BioShock games, BioShock 1, 2, and the third one. I played BioShock 1 a little bit. I can't remember how far I got into it, but then I ran out of time. But it would be a borderline playthrough of those games. But again, I'm not totally sure how well Let's Plays those would work, to be honest. Really. So, don't know. What are the games? Oh, I do have to talk about Call of Pripyat, because I don't see anybody asking for it in the patron chat, but mostly for the VOD. A lot of people still want me to play the third Stalker game, and I've been reluctant to do that because of the comments in the previous run through the second game. I got a little tired of them, so I've heard Pripyat is the best game. I've heard it's more like the first game, Shadow of Chernobyl. Which was a much better game in my opinion, and definitely suited my playstyle. Well, I played Shadow of Chernobyl completely blind, totally and utterly clueless, and I even modded away things like the radar, so you couldn't see where all the enemies were, which made it harder. And I played it on the toughest difficulty, and I still got through it without much problems, without having to really bang my head against the table. I mean, it required some concentration, and it required I learn everything, but everything was learnable as I went along. The second game seemed to require that you go off and read some forums to really, or to play the game once through on an easy difficulty and then crank up to master. And even then, I felt like it was a game that was trying to force me to min-max rather than learn it as I go along. So I didn't like that aspect of it, but I've heard Call of Pripyat is far more similar to the first one. So it is something I've wanted to play, but as a Let's Play, I'm not sure, because a big part of Let's Plays are engaging with the community, and it got to the point where I was dreading going along to the comment section, because that community did unfortunately contain some toxic elements, so I don't know. What else is there? Blind Let's Plays. What else is there? Come on, you guys are the patrons. You guys are the ones who keep this channel alive. It so far seems to be Mass Effect and Kingdom Come Deliverance seem to be the really popular ones. What other games have been on the radar recently? Oh, some people would enjoy Call of Pripyat. Well, that is kind of nice. There is such a delay. System Shock. God, I remember System Shock 1 and 2. Yeah. Oh, I loved those games. Love things like the Deus Ex games as well. I can't blind Let's Play Deus Ex. I couldn't blind System Shock technically, but I've forgotten it all, so it would almost be blind. More games like What Remains of Edith Finch and Finding Ethan Carter. Yeah, no, actually, yeah, I can see me doing games like that. I would like to do some small ones. There's things like there's a few survival games, but I think they might be a little too long. But yeah, the Talos Principle. Isn't that a puzzle game? Maybe I'm wrong. Yeah, I mean, honestly, there are some... Those short story type games like Firewatch, I'd like to do a few of those. How about KOTOR? Never played them myself. Oh, God. KOTOR is a superb series. Well, the second one was pretty good, but the first one was awesome. But it's very dated, a very, very clumsy interface. And, of course, it wouldn't be blind. Great game, though. You should absolutely... Civilization would be quite fun for your Let's Play, but not a usual thing. I'm not sure Civilization would be a good Let's Play. I think that would be a good streaming game. The Long Dark. That's the one I'm thinking of. Somebody gifted me The Long Dark. I'm not sure how that would work well. Plenty of horror games. Horror games are an option too. There's a few come out. There's one called Agony. Oh, right. There's things like The Evil Within. Right, there is The Evil Within and The Evil Within 2. But again, I'm not sure The Evil Within and The Evil Within 2 are really what I would consider focused horror games. They look more like horror survival games that might be fun to play alone. Me games. But... You know, for horror games, I tend to think of things like Amnesia, and I'm not sure what is out. There is a game called Agony. I don't know how good that has been received. Have I heard of Tyranny? I've heard of the title. Not sure what it is. Didn't go for Play Aliens. Yes, I did. I have a Let's Play of Aliens. So, yeah, you can check that one out. I liked that game, although I felt like Aliens got a little too action-y towards the end. Right, The Long Dark is amazing, but no multiplayer. It's a lootaholic dream and one of the best survival games out there. Right, but how good is that for a Let's Play? Evil Within equals Far Cry, same DNA. That's what I'm worried about. And I think Far Cry is more of a play for myself or stream game because... Again, it's too gamey, if that makes sense. Does that make sense? Too gamey. Too formulaic. Like you can almost see... You can almost like list things when you play things like Far Cry or all the quest places. And you get the same thing in a lot of games. I mean, Skyrim in many ways is the same thing. All the cities have all the quest givers and yada yada yada. But it doesn't feel as gamey. It feels like a world. This is the last time I will suggest Elix, Sci-Fi Gothic 2. I don't actually know. I've not ever heard of Elix. I will. I'm typing it in right now to have a look at it. Elix. Okay. Handcrafted action role-playing game from the award-winning creators of the Gothic series. Okay then. Tyranny. Lots of reading NPC chats like Fallout 1 and 2. Right. games where you have to read the dialogue are great, I think, for me games. I don't think they work as well for Let's Plays. Again, for my audience and my style of Let's Plays. I tend to work off the NPCs. I tend to react to their tone and to what they say. If I'm reading the text, I always feel more like a narrator, a storyteller. And this is especially true if I'm playing isometric games. So I'm reluctant to play isometric games like Fallout 1 and Fallout 2 because, again, I feel like I'm experiencing the story rather than telling it. And I'm experiencing it from an outside perspective rather than being totally immersed in the game, the way I am in something like Skyrim or even games like Vampire. So again, I'm not 100% sure how well those games work for my style of Let's Plays. How well they work for me personally is a totally and utterly different thing. I have a feeling I would love those games. Oh, well, obviously I loved Fallout 1 and 2, but I think it's a little different. I think it's a little different when it's a stream or a collaboration. Isometric games for collaborations, I think, could work better. But then that's more about the interaction between the people collaborating. Final offer. Thronebreaker. Thronebreaker. Let me check up on that then. Gwent single player is now Thronebreaker. The Witch. Okay, Gwent single player. I believe it or not, I've not been paying attention to this. The Witch Tales is a newly revised title for Gwent single player's campaign, and the latest word from CD Projekt Red suggests it's expanded into more of a full RPG than a card game. It will be a standalone release separate from Gwent. It will be a Oh, I will absolutely play that. I mean, really, yeah, no, yes. Shall we say yes to that? Okay, let's. How about the Gothic series? That's an option. I believe I own them. What about Elder Scrolls Oblivion? Okay, my stock answer for that one is no, I'm waiting for Skyblivion. But honestly, I'm not sure when that's going to come out, and I would be lying if I didn't admit that I've actually considered doing like either Morrowind or Oblivion, heavily modded. You know, just because. I mean, I want to wait for Skyblivion. I think I want to wait for Skyblivion because I think that one's got a better chance of coming out sometime soon-ish, and by soonish I mean the next year or so. But even that I don't know. Day of the Tentacle. Okay, don't get distracted. Morrowind, though. I don't know how Skywind is doing, but I have a feeling that is a long way off. So yeah. Will it come out after the drama with Fallout 3 going into Fallout 4? Well, I don't see why not, as long as... Well, I think the problem with Skyblivion is, of course, they were probably planning on using a lot of the voice acting files, and they can't do that, but I think they're planning on replacing them. I think they're planning on replacing it. So let's just say for now, while I'm playing Skyrim, Morrowind and Oblivion are probably not high on the list. And honestly, if I got news that Skyblivion or Skywind were in the works, I probably wouldn't do it. But I'm not going to rule it out. It's a while away. So, yeah. Resident Evil 7. I believe I've not played any of the Resident Evil games. So, I've heard Resident Evil 7. That was the latest one. I've heard that was pretty damn good. Silent Hill. Yeah. So, I mean, we've got a lot of games. We have got a lot of games. Divinity Original Sin 2. Yeah, there's a couple of the games like that. Divinity Original Sin and oh god, what? I've got some. I've got the. I think I've got the first one installed. That is a game I'm considering for collaboration. Oblivion needs a modding tutorial. That is, of course, the other thing. If I started playing Oblivion and Morrowind, I'd probably end up doing a beginner's guide to modding of those, which would actually be interesting. Would actually be interesting. What about Dead Space? Don't know if you've played them. Played them all. Played them all. I actually quite like Dead Space. Again, not totally sure. They're not really what I would consider the most immersive Let's Plays, though. They are very action-based, and of course they do have save stations, so I did enjoy them, though. Good games. So yeah, I mean, I have got a lot of games on my list of things to do. What was it? It was Gothic, wasn't it? People were asking me about Gothic. Let me just check to see if I've actually got those. I might actually have them. I've got a lot of games. People, yeah, I've got Gothic 1, Gothic 2, and Gothic 3. I have absolutely no idea. Of course, one issue there would be fantasy RPG. Is it isometric or is it first person? It looks like first person, doesn't it? Oh, I tell you what though, there are also some other games like in development. There is somebody who's actually a patron, who's a developer for a game that looks very Oblivion, and I keep meaning to download an alpha of it and try it out. There are games like that as well that might. I've got a good Let's Play idea. Skyrim Very Special Edition. That would probably be more of a stream. Be more of a stream. Dark Messiah, Might and Magic. Oh, yeah. That was different enough. That was different enough. I mean, it wouldn't be a blind Let's Play because I have played that one. But that was different enough, I think, to make an interesting Let's Play. Yeah. Do I even have that on my Steam list now? I can't even remember if I've got it on my... I do. I own the game. It could be on my old account. See... Portal mixed with Cthulhu. Magrunner. If you like Portal mix... Magrunner. Okay, I will check Magrunner out. Oh! One game. Oh, this is... Oh, right. This is a game that will definitely be going on my channel. There is a Call of Cthulhu game coming out sometime in the future. Call of Cthulhu Horror RPG. I've actually played the Call of the Cthulhu tabletop RPG many, many years ago. I didn't play it very often. In fact, I only played it once or twice, I think. Call of the Cthulhu, though, is coming out as a computer game, an RPG, horror RPG. That, I have a feeling, will be one of those I play pretty damned early on. It looks a bit like a detective game. It kind of made me feel a bit Witcher-ish in the fact that it's you're going to be trying to investigate things to figure out what's going on. You know the way Geralt was trying to track some of the monsters and had to almost treat it like an investigation. It kind of looked a bit like that. So I'm really interested in that game. Yes, I am. I do not have a PlayStation 4. No, I'm sorry. I do not have a PlayStation 4. I was going to buy one when the mods were coming out for the console, but then, of course, Sony went and did a Sony, so yeah, probably not. Mag Runner. Okay, Dark Pulse, is that the one? When technology meets Cthulhu. Mag Runner Dark Pulse is an action puzzle game which is, could you, oh, it's only single player. It's only single player though. That's a shame. Action puzzle game. I was thinking perhaps that was a good collab game with me and Che. Yeah. Gopher should just get a PlayStation 4 so we can find out his disgust with it. Oh, everyone wants me to try Last of Us. Although you have to remember, guys, anytime I'm forced to play a console game, I'm probably going to have to... did they do mouse and keyboard for console games yet? I don't think so. There probably is something out there, actually. I wouldn't be too surprised if there is. Yeah, so... me and controllers, we're not good. We're not good. We're not. You know we're not. So, Mag Runner. All right, I'm going to look at Mag Runner. It did look interesting. God, now I want to play. Now I want to play Morrowind. I'm having a massive Elder Scrolls buzz at the moment. I really am. Yes, I am. Oh, one thing I did see, I saw some comments about Dark Souls. What I do at Dark Souls Let's Play. I see these comments on my videos quite a lot. I've played Dark Souls 2 and 3. I've not played Dark Souls 1 because I couldn't get the 60 FPS patch running. And I do know it's been released, so I could play Dark Souls 1. I don't, for the life of me, see why anyone would want me to Let's Play it. It's not a game that really has... I know it's got story. I know it's got lore underneath. But it doesn't make... It's not a game that made me care about the lore or the story. I just didn't care. All I wanted to do was fight stuff. I just wanted to fight stuff. And that's what Dark Souls 2 and 3 did really well. I mean, Dark Souls 1 I haven't tried, but I'm assuming it's the same. I didn't care about the story. It didn't make me care. I didn't want to find out about it. I just wanted to get places, fight, and get more places and do more fighting. I wanted to fight. And that's what the game seemed to really focus on. And I don't understand why that would make an interesting Let's Play. Especially seeing as the sort of fighting you have to do in Dark Souls is the sort where you have to concentrate. And when I'm concentrating on fights like that, I can't talk. So it would be... I'd be talking between fights, which in Dark Souls would be not a lot of talking. So I don't honestly... I don't see it. I don't understand why people would want me to do that as a Let's Play. It's the sort of game I've streamed a little bit when I first tried it. But honestly, I don't see the engagement. Because again, I don't see how I could stream it, talk to the chat, and play Dark Souls at the same time either. It's not a game where you can multitask. Dark Souls is a game where you switch all other brain functions off. It's what I call zombie mode. You sit there with your mouse and keyboard, or I suppose if you're a controller user, and just allow the drool to fall out your mouth and play. So, yeah, great game. I mean, maybe there are some people who are so good at that game they can just play it and chat with the chat and read all the comments and never... But I'm not that sort of a person. I don't actually play well when I talk. So any game that requires lots of concentration while I'm talking, I'm not going to do that well at. So... yeah, look away for a second equals death. There's that too. I mean, I can't keep looking over at the chat. It's going to be worse than a Let's Play. So... I just honestly don't see why people... I understand people like that game and they want me to experience it, but I've experienced it. Well, I've experienced 2 and 3. I like it. They are very good games. They are fun, although I did lose interest after, I don't know, 30 hours. They're not games that really grab me and make me want to play forever, so... Okay, What Truck? Thank you for joining us. Good night. What about A Plague's Tale? I don't actually know what that is. You know. But anyway, yeah. Doom has a storyline. Doom has a storyline. It's always had a storyline. It's just not a storyline anyone cares about. What I love about Doom is how in your face it is about not caring about whether you care about the storyline. It's just like, you know, here's a bunch of things for you to kill. We got some story. You want to hear it? And even your character seems to not want to hear it. It's like, don't talk to me. Just tell me what I got to destroy. You know, there was this one scene in Doom, the reboot, that I remember where they're going, right, to disable this machine, what you need to do is ensure that the Doom Marine just kicks the crap out of it. Like, I don't care. We're shooting. Where's the shooting? So, what about We Joyless Few? Isn't it We Happy Few? That game looked awesome, potential-wise, but it didn't deliver, did it? So, yeah. South Park, Stick of Truth. I have got that game. I did wonder, is that the sort of game I could do a Let's Play of? Is it just a total random thing? It's not really family-friendly. I mean, I know I do a lot of games with abject violence, which is not family-friendly. And horror, which is not family friendly, so it's probably odd for me to be thinking of South Park, which, by the way, I've always loved. It's the infantile humour. The thing is with South Park is the humour isn't as infantile as you think. It's actually quite intelligent humour. It's just, it's couched behind infantile presentation. So, what about Dying Light 2? Oh, I'm going to be playing that again. Not sure about Let's Play. I did stream the first one. Liked the game. Did get a bit formulaic. It was a bit gamey. But Dying Light 2 actually looks less gamey from what I can see. It looks more immersive. So, maybe that's actually a Let's Play potential game. But that's a while away, isn't it? So, Stick of Truth, Let's Play ready. All right, I'm gonna write that one down as Stick of Truth. The thing is as you can, Nerim would be cool. However, there's no English voice acting. Yeah, again, sort of game I could play and read subtitles, but not sure how it would translate. So I've got a lot of good suggestions, but from the sounds of things, let's face it, I've got a... Oh, one thing I did see was Dragon Age. I have not played Dragon Age Inquisition. And I did try a preview of it, and I did enjoy it, and it did feel like it had quite a lot of promise. But from what I read, it had quite a large element of grind. So I'm not sure it would work as a Let's Play. I actually think Dragon Age Origins has more potential for a Let's Play, but I did play that kind of to death when it came out. I did lots of playthroughs, so. Fractured But Whole, Ghost of a Tale. There's so many games. Sexy Brutal. Maybe as a stream. I own that game. I actually bought it and was going to play it on stream and never got round to it. Yes, indeed. That probably is going to catch a few people by surprise, isn't it? Topic 3. Yes, we're going to do topic 3. We are going to do topic 3. Can we have a break? Let's have a quick break. Top up coffee. My topics are going on forever. They're going on forever. I am so sorry. I was planning on doing like 10 minutes a slot. I'm definitely gonna have to split this up for the poor people watching the VOD. They're just not gonna believe this, are we? Are they?